But this is upsetting, so enjoy that, guys. That's how we're starting it. I look like a testicle. Anyways, welcome to the Nerd News Podcast. I'm one of your hosts, stand-up comedian, balding man, Tyson Cox.
Cool.
All right. I was throwing it off to my bud, but all right.
And my name is Tyler Waltz. I am also a stand-up comedian. And
not balding, man.
Not balding at all. Quite the opposite.
No, yeah. Hairier every day, huh?
Every single day.
It's going to eventually just be one hair, just one big hair.
Oh, how crazy would that be? You can see the follicle.
That makes me feel sick. I'm not going to lie.
Crater in the top of my
just
head.
Feels gross to think
but
about.
But somehow it's a split end, so it's actually still parted in the
parted,
middle.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Did you have a good week?
Yeah. I kind of took a slower week. I did my first set since I did Helium last night at the Half Liter.
Nice,
which is every other Monday.
I did want to ask you about how your truck's doing.
Yeah, I did buy a new truck, which was pretty exciting. I bought a new truck. It was super fun. I went with my girlfriend because we're trying to do more camping things outside. And obviously, if you buy a camper, you have to be able to pull that camper.
Yeah, that's just how me and my dad would camp. He would go to the woods and burn $30,000.
Yeah, exactly.
My dad, we'd have a tent, and then we would be camping, and my dad would get so mad if someone pulled up in like a Winnebago, like a RV.
Really?
And he's like, "It's not real camping." I'm like, Dad, my back hurts, and I'm 9.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the sentiment. Like, I do enjoy tent camping. But if I'm going to be spending more than a weekend camping, I want to be to some degree comfortable.
Yes, yeah. Well, I'm envious of our buddy Sam, who's converting that van into a house.
Yeah.
If I was untethered and had $45,000.
Oh yeah, it sounds great. And that's one thing I kind of want to do with the camper, because another reason I wanted to get into it is because there's tons of like festivals and concerts and things that will have campgrounds.
You like to be fucked up and then not drive very far.
Yes,
nice.
Exactly.
It's just practical.
Like Macy, my girlfriend, and I were thinking about going to this.
That truck is just 2.5 DUIs. That's all it is. If you look at it like that.
Yeah, pretty much. But my girlfriend and I the first thing that we were thinking about going to was in September. Excuse me. There is a bourbon festival that has like 4 days of concerts. And on the concert grounds, there is a campground that you can just walk to all the venues. And there's tons of those all across the country.
Yeah.
Another thing is if you stay at a campground or whatever, with us being comedians, you could stay at a campground for a week or whatever, and then hit open mics, and then you've got your
travel
vehicle.
different cities and stuff.
Yeah. So I was kind of looking at it in a bunch of different ways.
Nice. But I like that new joke about your PP.
It is good. It's a good PP joke. Yeah.
It threw me off so bad because in the middle of your set, it's not like you don't swear.
It wasn't in the middle. I started.
It.
I literally started a show with, I bought a truck, and it is absolutely about my PP.
Yeah, and he said PP
like 5 times.
And then later in the set, he's like, shit. I'm like, why not say a different non-PP word? Say wiener, wang, doodle, dong.
I like PP.
Schwanz. Anyways.
Yeah, we're going to have to edit that one.
Nope. No. No editing. Content.
But yeah, how about you? Anything new for you this week?
Just the bald jokes.
Yeah,
which is good.
It's funny that you're creating more bald jokes because it shows you have no confidence in the Rogaine.
None. 0%. I look at my genetics. I have an older brother who has the same kind of hair as me, and I'm like, I know he's had $20 before.
The first time I met your brother, he had really long hair, right?
Different brother.
Oh, different brother.
My oldest brother.
Okay.
My oldest brother, bald, and like I know he's had $20. I'm sure no way he hasn't bought a bottle.
Yeah.
And like seeing him now, very bald, very bald man.
Nice. How much older?
6 years older than me.
Okay, so you know what's gonna happen in 6 years.
Oh yeah, I become a cop. It's gonna be wild.
That's very different.
I can't grow a mustache or a beard though, so
I think that happens when you become a cop.
Oh yeah, they issue it.
Like,
I forgot.
Yeah, right. Your badge, your gun, and your mustache. Yeah. Oh man. Well, you want to get into some nerd stuff?
Yeah, let's talk about some nerd stuff going on.
I think the first thing that we were going to talk about today is The Boys. I'm going to go ahead and move that over.
Hit that button.
So we go boom, and then Boys season 3.
I am incredibly excited about this. Have you read the comic at all?
I have not.
Okay.
No, I think the last time we were chatting at work a little bit where you did. And I was waiting until the show concluded to read the comic.
Yeah.
Because it's always one of those situations where if the comic's better, the book is better, you're just disappointed with one.
Yeah.
So I figured if I finished the show, then I can probably enjoy the comic book more.
Yeah, I would recommend that as well. It was written in, I think, early 2000s, 90s, something like that, a little while ago. And it was Garth Ennis. He writes stuff to be edgy on purpose sometimes.
Okay.
And this was definitely like, he's just like, what's the most ridiculous superhero thing we can do? Like, this doesn't feel like a love letter at all. Like, it feels like a scathing indictment of superhero genre.
I mean, I get it.
I do too.
I mean, in the last episode...
No, this was the comic.
Oh, okay.
The show is like a very good, more clever criticism of the superhero genre. And I think, reading the comic, second's the better call. Because if you read the comic, you're like, I don't want to watch this as a show.
Oh, okay.
But there's some stuff in the show that's coming up. They've mentioned in like upcoming season, they've rumored it, that I now trust them enough from the previous seasons to be like, I can't wait to see how they fucking handle this.
Yeah, season 2 was amazing. I loved season 2.
It was great.
They handled everything so well. Like, it was one of those things where every episode ended and I was like, okay, I'm a pessimist when it comes to shows.
Yes.
I have a very bad habit.
Diets.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. But I have a very bad habit of when a show is going good, I'm like, okay, how are they going to mess it up? Because a lot of shows nowadays, you get like halfway through and then they try and do some kind of twist or shock thing just because they can. Yeah. And it just falls apart.
Well, I have a lot of confidence in this because I gotta actually look it up. Otherwise, I'm just saying a thing I think I heard. But it hasn't stopped most of people before.
Right.
The showrunner only wants to do 5 seasons. Which means they have a clear idea how they want to go about this and end it. It's not going to hit.
That's good.
Like we talked about The Walking Dead, how it just keeps going and it doesn't need to.
Yeah. I think this is technically the last season, if I remember correctly.
Due to ratings and budget.
Right. If I remember correctly, they actually took the last season, and you know how they're doing like mid-season finale, and I think they actually broke up the final season into 3 parts. Because my parents still watch it. Okay. So I vaguely remember my parents being like, oh yeah, they're finishing out the last of it in X amount of time. But I remember seeing mid-season shit. Okay. Which is wild to me.
I guess. Is it Aliens yet?
I have no idea. I know Robert Kirkman made that comment where he was like joking that it could be an alien thing.
I think he wanted it to be an alien.
Yeah. Well, I don't think the comic book ended well, personally. Which we won't go into.
I was like, did we talk about this last week? We didn't need to talk about it again.
The what?
Comic book? Walking Dead.
I don't think we talked about The Walking Dead. Did we?
I think we. Oh, no. I spent too much time with you. Yeah,
that's true. But I'll probably tune in to just see how they wrap it up, just to see how it compares to the comic book. But after the rise and fall of Negan, which I'm assuming has been out long enough. That
spoilers on that thing no one gives a shit about.
Yeah. He was my favorite character, and then Rick left the show, and now I'm just out. Like, I saw what I wanted to see, and I don't really see a point in continuing.
Yeah, they removed a lot of the really powerful characters and that had interest generators, and you're like, all right,
for sure.
But the boys,
the boys, what we originally started out.
That was gonna be great. I'm excited.
Who would you say is your favorite character from The Boys, and why?
So it's really. I like that they're not good people anywhere.
Right. For sure.
My favorite character. I like Mother's Milk probably. Okay. If I had to really pick one, he's probably the most genuinely good out of them all. Mm-hmm. And I kind of want to side with that.
Okay, so you're picking based on a character that you think is a better person.
Yes, my because it's. You can pull favorites for many reasons. Like, I think Homelander's a wonderful villain to hate.
He is my favorite character in that show by leaps and bounds.
He's a lot of depth to him, a lot of trauma, a lot of wild.
Yes. So the reason he's my favorite character obviously isn't because he's like, I look up to him. Like, it's none of that.
Yeah.
It's 100% from the perspective of, I think if somebody had that kind of power from the moment they gained consciousness as a kid, there is a 0% chance they wouldn't end up like that.
Oh yeah. Well, it's just
so
everybody.
accurate.
It's every hero.
Yes.
It's like that. Like
For sure. But him with the ultimate power of like the Superman type.
Yeah.
Like, they portrayed how absolutely messed up that would make a human being so well that it's hard for me to take my eyes off any scene that he's in because I want to see that break so bad. So bad.
I'm excited to see how the show's doing it because that's the other thing too is the show is different is different. Like, they're both dealing with the same topic, they're both like same characters, but they're different enough that it's like I'm still like, ooh, what's going on? What's happening? Yep. And like I have some theories for the next season that I think I got kind of spoiled with like one of the teasers or whatever. I'm like,
okay.
I don't want to say anything because it's coming out. Yeah, thanks for hiccupping into the mic.
Yeah, that's my bad.
That's what the listeners love.
It snuck up on me.
Yeah, I don't want to chew in the mic.
Oh man.
But,
well, I was all in on Butcher. I loved Butcher. But then the end of season 1 just put a sour taste in my mouth for him.
What was it at the end of season 1? Because I'm trying to remember the comic versus.
I'm assuming because 2019? That's probably old enough to talk about season 1.
Yeah.
Right. So
if not, guys, skip a couple minutes. Skip 5.
Right.
Skip 5.
Yeah. So the end of season 1 is.
We should spoil the shit out of it in 5 minutes.
Yeah. Right. And then everybody dies. Butcher confronts Homelander in, I can't remember what her name is.
Oh, Madeline. Yeah.
Madeline's
I remember
house.
now. Yeah, I remember.
And then he literally, like, he's supposed to be, to a certain degree, the more moral between the two. And then he's literally willing to just kill a child, knowing that it won't hurt Homelander. Like, he knew that bomb was not going to do anything to Homelander, but he was still like, I might as well kill a baby.
I think there's that, but there's also I would rather have the explosion kill me than give Homelander the satisfaction, and B, who knows what Homelander will do to him.
I get that.
But yeah, that's the other thing too is like I think the show is going to really start showing a lot of people's true colors in this next season.
Yeah,
because in the comic, it's no one's good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that's a spoiler or anything like that. They exploded a man by shoving C4 up his butt.
So one of the very first things I saw about season 3 was an article that was written where somebody interviewed one of the cast members, and the first question that they asked that cast member was if the guy with the super stretchy dick was coming back. And I
love
thought,
sausage.
Like, that, for that person to be talking to a person that plays a character in that show, I don't give a shit about your character. Can we please get this person back? I can't remember what his hero name is. Apparently they say it in the
It's
comic.
Love Sausage.
It is Love Sausage? That's a great name.
He basically leads like the Russian X-Men. And it's pretty great. He's basically did you see Black Widow? The guy David whatever from Stranger Things, his character?
Yes.
Captain Red.
Right.
I don't remember his name. He's basically that guy. But in the comic, or that's in the comic, but in the show, he's got like a prehensile dick.
Okay.
Because in the comic, he just happened to have had a third leg, you know? Like it was, they show it in his, so that's the other thing about Garth Ennis, really hammering home like juvenile humor to a point of like throwing it in your face. I don't know.
But that's the only way that it's super enjoyable. Is when it's so blatant.
Yeah, and it is like, okay, all the women have cleavage, all the dudes are ripped.
Yeah.
All right, now this dude's got a dick down his like it, like literally it was like 11 or 12 inch just in his pant leg. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it was one of the like the big splash pages.
And it could have just been reasonably big, like 6 inches or so.
Yeah, it it's so unbelievably big. Like, you know, who's running around with a 4 incher? You know? Yeah,
it's wild. Oh, but yeah, anything else you want to chat about The Boys?
I'm just really excited. It's honestly, it's one of those shows that it's my Game of Thrones, I think. Okay. Because like I'm super into it, and I hope they don't let me down.
Same. I I'm a sucker for any type of the heroes aren't necessarily the heroes. Like, I loved The Watchmen. I loved Invincible. Yes. I love The Boys. And it's if you listen to our last episode, we talked a lot about like Marvel and hero fatigue. I feel like it's the perfect counter to it.
It is,
because I'm tired of seeing the goody two shoes. You save the day, you kiss the baby, and you go home.
Yeah,
it's good and it's refreshing to see a realistic portrayal of human nature in heroes.
Well, even in the Marvel stuff, they'll be like the whole dilemma Marvel will have is like, will he do the thing or won't he do the thing? Right. He's like, okay, I did the thing.
Yeah,
You're like, all right,
always do the thing.
Always doing the thing.
But yeah, cool. They good on The Boys?
Nah, I think it's all for The Boys. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm excited to watch more. Comes out in 2 weeks, right?
I believe
June 3rd. June 3rd.
June
like
3rd.
Comes out 3 episodes early June. Check it out.
Yep. Cool. Next thing we were going to talk about, Gen Con.
I like how you just tell them. We can just be like, hey, Gen Con.
Yeah, we could.
Yeah. You going?
Yes.
You excited?
I'm very excited.
You going to wear deodorant? You're going to shower?
No. You're not supposed to. Like,
no.
They put on the posters everywhere, don't do that.
I think you're wrong.
I am absolutely wrong.
I don't even want to joke about this.
Please wear deodorant.
Shower every day.
Gosh.
Every day. If you're coming in from out of town.
Shower.
Right. You've got a hotel room. Comes with a shower.
Yep. Think maybe, I probably don't need it. You do.
Yeah.
Every human does.
And you might not need it right at the start of the day, but you're going to be there.
A long time.
Going to be there around nerds.
Put some in your backpack.
Put a shower in your backpack.
Yeah. I was thinking deodorant.
Get a douche. Get a douche.
And, a portable douche, like the one I brought to work.
Yeah, spritz yourself. Just give a douche mist, a lavender douche mist.
Yep. Oh, fun fact, I bought an outdoor shower and I built one where we work.
I'm just bragging about it. I bought a truck. I bought a
like
shower.
$30. It was $30.
It is. You also built the worst shower I've ever seen.
I did.
It's a pallet with like a top on it, and then just without any weight on it. The wood is already. Where's the camera?
Very
what camera
warped.
am I at? Yeah, the wood is already like this.
Very warped.
And when you put the shower on it, the bag is in like it's for washing my chin and balls.
Yeah, it's all about the angle of the dangle. That's where it is. But it works. Especially because if we're working in the factory side of things all day, you're gonna really appreciate it.
I will really appreciate it.
So
Gen Con.
Yeah. Showers.
Why? So that's one thing. Do you think people are going to be upset that we made the joke about nerds needing a shower?
I hope not. I really hope not, because it's a weird thing that's even a joke or a stereotype to begin with. Because it seems like the easiest thing in the world that should have never become a norm.
Yeah, well, I can't wait for someone to be like, well, what if you don't have access to water? Well, maybe don't go to Gen Con.
Yeah.
If you don't have access to water,
yeah.
That's a problem. Go dig a well, find a solution.
Priorities. Like, it's got to be priorities, but I don't know.
I think it's a safe thing to talk shit about, because
I think it's a safe thing to talk shit about.
If you get mad about it,
you're
probably the smelly one.
Yeah. Well, the only argument that I've heard, which is a bit of a sad reason, is because a lot of nerds aren't very social, so they're not out a lot, so the self-awareness might not be there.
Maybe. But now, PSA.
Yeah,
here
public
it is.
Service announcement, please.
Even if, and hey, it's not you. But just, rally against the stereotype. Shower anyways.
100%. They haven't at this point announced the celebrities for Gen Con. I'm sure we'll cover that when that happens, because this is an early Gen Con update. Yeah. Also, we'll be there.
Yeah,
which
we'll be there.
I think we're going to try and film some nerd news there.
Film some nerd news. I'm going to cosplay. I'm going to get real drunk at the dance.
Hey,
do you remember that time that we met and we had no idea?
Yes. I think it was, 2017? 2018?
2018.
2018, there was a post party for Gen Con.
Super fun.
It was extraordinarily fun.
I went as Deadpool boy. So I'm in Daisy Dukes, a unicorn floaty, and a Deadpool mask.
And then I went with my buddy Jacob, and we were like, man, why is this Deadpool with a floaty on crying at a party?
Yeah, it was pretty dope. I had a friend. I found out a friend died that day.
Yeah.
So
I like how you're laughing. Like, you're like,
what am I going to cry again?
Yeah, no, for sure.
Oh, God. Because it's super funny in retrospect.
Right, because we met in 2021.
Yeah, we like met, but we were both
Right.
at that. It was like one of those like movie montage things. Like
Yeah.
you were there.
Yeah, like it's a small world after
Yeah.
all. It's
But,
like
like-
Bradley Lister, another local comic here in Indy. Fantastic guy, hilarious human being. Him and I were like 2 rows away from each other at a KG Elephant concert once.
Yeah.
Like it's just weird how that shit works out.
He was there in a stroller because he's a newborn baby.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that was fun. Yeah, good
Yeah.
time.
Good stuff. Gen Con.
Event
what
tickets
else?
are on sale, so buy them.
Yes, because
Get
they
'em.
will go fast.
I was on when they came out, like they released at noon or whatever,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, I've never done this before, so I'm clicking through like, all right, I'm gonna get my stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right. All the things I wanted to do are sold out. Son of a bitch, that was immediate.
What do you go to Gen Con for? Because there, to me, is like 3, maybe 4 categories that a lot of people fall in.
I honestly, this is the first year I did get some events, but like I usually just like walking around looking at stuff.
Okay.
I just like colors and shapes, my dude.
For sure, yeah.
But
So
I
there's-
actually got to find a couple panels. Glass Cannon Podcast is going to be doing a couple of shows, and I actually get to play Pathfinder and Starfinder this year.
Oh, that's
I
awesome.
actually get to play a game instead of run one. I'm so excited.
Yeah, that'd be great.
What about you?
So the 4 camps of people that I've noticed when it comes to conventions, there's the walk around, like what you're saying, look at stuff. There's the strictly events people, like I want to try every game because there's the sample games.
Yes.
So you get to try out the new upcoming stuff. There's the celebrity people that just want to meet every celebrity.
Pay $80 a photograph.
Right. And then there's the Sunday crowd, which is the family day, where it's just a bunch of kids running around, and then you have to deal with people's shitty ass kids.
That's true.
Nothing
like
against
that.
kids. It's just
Everything against kids.
I'm here at a convention about superheroes and cartoons. I don't want to see children.
Why are you making a face and a voice at that? Yeah, I don't get your kids out of my way.
No.
I have to look at a thing that I should have stopped liking 20 years ago.
Right. Yeah, no joke. That last one was definitely a joke. Obviously, bring your families to family day.
Not for me.
Just 100% serious. I try to do a little bit of everything. I'm not a celebrity guy.
Bruce Campbell was there a couple of years ago, and he was like the only one that I was like, that'd be cool. But I'm like, I don't want to wait in line for 2 hours, pay $80.
Yeah, for a picture.
Yeah.
Like, it's cool if I will go to the Q&As where it's just the big hall where
Yeah.
they'll talk about the show that they want to promote and what it's like to be a part of the show. I'll go to those. Those seem super fun. I can't justify $80 for a picture.
No.
That's wild to me.
No. And it's
The closest I ever got, and you could say in hindsight, I should have done this. Right before Disney acquired Star Wars, Carrie Fisher was at Gen Con, and I bought the Dark Horse Leia series, issue number 1, when it came out, because they released a Leia and a Han Solo. So I was like, oh, that would be cool if I show up to meet her and get her to sign that.
yeah.
But I still was like, $80 just for whatever. I mean, and then she died that next summer.
Yeah.
Like-
Now it's worth like $83.
Yeah, right. But I thought it would be cool to have like a signed Princess Leia thing, but I still didn't want to pay for it. I mean,
it is what it is. Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. Also, you have to remember, a lot of nerds have really good jobs
yeah.
that they're like $80. Why wouldn't I pay $80?
Yeah.
Because that's a lot of money to me.
Yeah, that's like 3 gallons of gas.
It's like 60 gallons of milk.
Yeah, people like way in the future are going to watch this and be like, man, I wish 3 gallons of gas was $80.
Yeah. Or they're going to go the other way around and be like, yeah, they really gouged the crap out of those
Yeah,
people.
they still used gas.
They use gas.
Right.
But no, I'm excited for Gen Con. So get your tickets. Come say hi. We'll be around.
I definitely am the kind of person that samples as many board games as possible, for sure.
I'm
But
excited. Red
but yeah.
Dragon Inn always has something new there, and I love the RDI.
Costume contest, always a blast.
I'm going dressed
Always
up.
a
I don't
blast.
want to spoil nothing. We'll throw pictures up later.
Oh yeah, for sure. I don't have a cosplay, and I think it's probably too late to get some together.
Man, you know, my
Oh,
brother.
you could 3D print a mask though, right?
Yeah,
I might talk to you after the show about
do
an
it.
idea.
Do it. Speaking of 3D printing, my twin.
Fat stormtrooper.
Fat. Oh my god. So this is no.
I love the confidence.
I do too. I love it. I have this joke about cosplay, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to offend anybody.
Right.
And because unless it's my buddy, you,
Yeah.
going up like right before me, and everyone knows we're friends. I can't, because I think it's so, because cosplay is like, there's three lanes of cosplay. It's someone who like looks dead on, like movie accurate.
Yep.
Then there's like really attractive women in a bikini, and I'm like, that's also great. And then it's just fat stormtrooper. Like,
Yeah.
I love those are the three. I love all three of them, but I can't. I always want to make jokes about it because it's so funny to me. It's so silly.
I wish I was a tenth as confident as the people that go ham on that stuff. If I even had a tenth of that confidence, it would be dangerous.
God,
Because like,
this is you unconfident.
yeah,
Oh God,
it's wild. Because I'll wear like a 2X shirt that's
that hair.
Yeah, it's 2X shirt that's loose fitting, and I'm like, this is probably too tight. People don't want to see any of it. You know, like I couldn't imagine gluing armor to myself to get it to stick and going out there and being like, I rock shit. Like,
that's a you problem,
yeah,
bud.
no, it 100% is.
My cosplays are always, I don't know why. I think it's because I have less to do in them. If there's like large chunks of me not having to wear clothes.
Yeah. Yeah. There's always a guy that kills at his pyramid head.
Always.
Always.
Just jacked up, ripped up zombie boy.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, speaking of my brother, he's printing up a Master Chief armor, which I think is really apt for the new Master Chief show, the new Halo show that's coming out.
So
you want to
Master
click that
Chief.
article up there in a very smooth
Boom.
transition?
Yes. Natural. Look at this. We're already professionals. So the new Halo show came out. I don't think either one of us have completely watched it.
No, I'm going to watch it as a point so we can talk about it.
Right. But
Because
is the first season over?
no, I think it's still coming out.
Okay.
I think that's how little informed I am. But like the more people describe it and the worse it sounds, the more I want to watch it.
Yeah.
Like the fact that it has a 52% audience score.
Yeah.
Takes his helmet off. Oh, why? You know,
there's
bangs a prisoner. Sure.
if that's all true, that's great. I have not seen anything
Loses
about
his virginity in front of Cortana.
it. Very, very opposite of anything gaming, really.
It would be losing your virginity to your Cortana pillow.
That's very true. We've all been there.
I know. You let me borrow it. I appreciate that.
Yeah. You did clean it, right? We won't go
You're
there.
supposed to clean it?
Yeah, well.
I almost said a thing that made me gross.
So I don't understand what the fascination is with making shows like this. Like, is it because The Witcher? Because I'm trying to think of video game TV shows. There's always been video game movies. Like, there's always been Resident Evil.
Resident Evil, great.
Yeah, infamously House of the Dead. Just
Perfect.
I know, right? Like, it's so bad. It's amazing.
What was his name? UA Bull?
Is that the guy that makes like all the shitty movies?
Yeah. Well, do you know why he does that?
No.
There's a loophole in. He's from Germany, I believe.
Okay.
So there's a loophole where if your movie doesn't make enough money, the government reimburses you.
Oh my gosh.
So he makes purposely terrible movies.
That's wild.
That's
honestly upsetting.
It's gross.
It's upsetting.
He's that kind of person though. He also like took amateur boxing lessons and then would challenge. He's like, any fan want to fight me? I'll fight you. Let's box. Let's do it. And he'll just be like, and people are like, I'll fight you. I'll fight you. I'll fight you. But it was like professional boxer, amateur boxer. And then the one guy, he was like, yeah, I'll fight you. Was like, I've never fought before. That guy.
That's how it always is though with that crap.
Yeah.
It's so annoying. It's kind of funny in the fact that that's why we have those deliciously terrible movies.
And I love bad movies.
Me
but
too.
I get mad. Well, I stopped watching his stuff because I was getting mad at intellectual properties being bought and used, and then they're just either ruined or stuck under like a production company forever.
Yeah.
Because some dude wanted to make a terrible movie.
Right.
You can just make a terrible movie.
Yeah, you could just very easily make a terrible movie.
We should do that.
We should. Well, I told you my movie idea.
That was a porno.
Okay. Right, tomato, okay? There's plot. All right, that's all that matters. But yeah, God. Yeah, so was it The Witcher? Because The Witcher first season came out and was extraordinarily successful and great. I loved it. I'm sure that there's I never played the Witcher games, so I'm sure somebody's going to be like, it wasn't.
Yeah. I have a hot take. Hated the Witcher. The Witcher 3 was the real big popular one, right?
Yes.
I couldn't get into it. I hated Geralt's voice.
Oh, okay.
I'm Geralt.
Okay.
I have magic.
That's funny.
It's like high-pitched and gravelly at the same time. I hated it.
I didn't hate it for that. I thought the story was extremely compelling. I could not get into the gameplay.
Also gameplay. Yeah.
The sword fighting and just the combat mechanics to me were very clunky. That being said, I don't know if I'll ever be satisfied with game combat mechanics because I'm pretty married to, I'm very married to Dark Souls. Mm-hmm. So any sword fighting game that doesn't quite play like that, I'm just like, gross.
Yeah.
So that could be on me.
Particular.
Yeah.
And then flip your hair.
Yes.
I can't do it.
No, you can't.
But no, so I think what happened with the Halo series is, if I remember correctly, it kept getting caught in production hell.
Okay.
And so
it's taken many movies and TV shows.
Yeah. It's trying to be done, but then they do have a legitimate problem where John Chief, where the Master Chief is a faceless protagonist,
and he's supposed to be.
I know.
Right.
Like it works really well in video games because you're supposed to see yourself in them.
Yeah.
For TV, you're supposed to be you're not. I don't know. Yes and no, but that's why like no Link game has been made because he's quiet. Doesn't say anything. His face. Yeah. So with this, they're just trying to really ham in a storyline when the storyline of Halo is you're big, you have a gun, shoot aliens to death. And you're like, oh yeah, I can do that.
Well, the original Halo,
I gotta drive a Jeep.
Yeah, the original Halo
Jeep got a gun?
was very much that, but they did give Halo some pretty good narratives later on.
Yeah,
I loved Halo 3. Like I loved the conclusion of Halo 2 with what you discover about like the Arbiter and the aliens and how they're kind of like pawns and then the coming together. I thought it did really well. The problem with taking a faceless, primarily silent, well, I guess Master Chief was never really silent. He talked in all the games. Yeah. But with taking a faceless entity or a person and giving them a face, you're alienating a lot for the expectation that has already been preset.
Yes.
So it's completely pointless. Like there's not a single person that gives a shit about what's under Master Chief's mask. There's always a funny nod where he takes the helmet off, or you see the helmet on the ground, and you're like, "Oh, are we gonna see him?" But at the end of the day, you don't care because you like Master Chief. You don't give a shit about,
you're like
John, right?
Yeah. What they needed to do, I think, is either and watch me describe the plot perfectly.
Right.
They needed to because he's alone. They either needed to have him somehow traveling with a group of Marines, and then it's a horror of war story, and then you eventually get the Arbiter, and you can go through there, or bring it back to when he's in boot camp, or it's where he's not even Master Chief yet. Like it's a very hard IP to mess with, I think.
Yeah. Well, the books did an amazing job. But for some odd reason, in the past 10 to 15 years of filmmaking, we just forget that there's source material. And it's so frustrating.
Yeah, well, books are also easier because you can be like, and then he thought about all of the times that he did pizza making because he was a baker.
Yeah, I don't know. My philosophy has always been I would rather get a looser book adaptation that still holds true to what I believe and like in the story than you completely going off on your own story and contradicting or throwing in the face of something because you don't want to reference a book or something. Yeah. That was my biggest issue with Disney and Star Wars. I know I ranted about this last episode, is that they had all this amazing source material to go off of, and then they were like, no, we're doing our thing. That's all just going to be considered alternate reality legends. Yeah. And it's so frustrating for all those people that have been committed since the beginning, Yeah. But, that's neither here nor there. Yeah. So yeah, the Halo series. I'm gonna try and watch it as well.
You're gonna watch it?
Yeah.
I should probably just get really high and watch it.
I'm gonna love it when we come back next week and we're like, it was incredible.
It was so good. He lost his virginity so hard.
I really saw myself in that character.
God, one day. Oh
my gosh, that's so funny. Is Halo on Netflix?
No, it's on Paramount.
Oh, okay. See what happens when I try and do a seamless transition?
Well, I've heard Netflix is having some troubles, though.
Yes, Netflix is having issues because they are getting rid of, I'm going to make it sound way scarier.
Yeah.
2% of their employees got fired.
I mean, that's not great. But
It's
also
not great.
150 people sounds way bigger, I think.
You think so?
2%? I guess, I don't know.
If I hear a company like Netflix, I imagine that
Okay,
is,
yeah. Okay.
I don't know. When I saw that there were 11,000, I was like, I thought that was low. Like, I imagine there would have been a lot more.
Well, they employed mailmen for a long time.
Yeah, that's very true.
They didn't do it. There's some sorters.
Yeah, so Netflix is going downhill pretty fast in many different ways. It started with their stock plummeting.
Okay, first liar. It's less than 2%. You fibber.
Oh, sorry.
You fool.
Fake news.
Fake news.
Exposed in episode 2 by the co-host.
Get your alternative facts out of here.
Man, 2% was just how I was feeling. I
like my Netflix layoffs like I like my milk.
But yeah, so Netflix has been going downhill for a decent amount of time. They've kind of been, I don't know what the right word is. Hemorrhaging? Is that the right word?
Well,
subscribers. Like they've been losing subscribers. And honestly, I feel like most of the reasons that they come out and say are kind of just excuses.
They it's really odd to me because they are needing content and they're also starting to pay huge sums of money
For worse stuff.
Yeah, like Red Notice was terrible.
Oh, I didn't even...
It was very bad. I didn't finish it.
I feel like they peaked with Stranger Things. Regardless of whether you like Stranger Things, the Netflix hype was at its max.
It was huge.
Because everything was, I cannot wait for the next season of Stranger Things. Regardless of whether you liked it, that was peak Netflix.
They have so much stuff though that you can still find like, oh, that's fun. I haven't watched that before, but now I'm like, before it was only Netflix. Now I've
I almost said What We Do in the Shadows, but that's Hulu.
That's Hulu.
Yeah, and I love that show.
It's a great show.
Yeah,
But that's a phenomenal show.
Yeah. So back to Netflix. So I think a big portion of this is they panicked and they started doing quantity over quality. And I think that final hit of the hammer on the nail was Cuties.
Hit on the hammer on the nail.
Yes, that's the exact phrase. Yeah. That's how Socrates wrote it.
Philip Socrates from Ohio
also makes the screws and screwdrivers.
He does. Come on down to hit the head on the hammer nail. We got the nuts and bolts sale.
We're trying to talk for a living. That's what this
I'm succeeding. Wait, for a living? Oh shit! All right, never
exactly.
mind. Cuties is an abomination.
It's an abomination.
It seems very strange. It seems upsetting and unappealing.
Yes, it's gross that it exists in the first place.
And first of all, I don't like the pageant moms.
Yes,
like
it's so
terrible
exploitive.
Humans.
It's exploitive.
They always feel like they're like, I never got my chance to be a beauty queen. Now I'm gonna let my baby do it for me.
Yeah. I'm going to live through my kid because I couldn't do this.
I'm gonna paint her like a clown.
I'm
gonna teach her to sing a song badly.
Have you seen the videos of people defending Cuties?
No.
It's wild.
Can you pull one up?
I can't pull up another video.
You can't pull up like YouTube on that?
I can, but if we play it, it could get copyright struck because somebody could claim that we're using. I think it would technically fall under fair use, but I don't know enough to risk it yet.
All right, fair.
But I've watched a few of them because I'm trying to wrap my head around what is wrong with these people.
What's their reasoning?
So there seems to be two fundamental arguments.
They make me horny and I like it.
Yeah, right. But both of them boil down to just blatant excuses. The first one is the narrative of the show, and I've never watched it. I never will. The narrative of the show is that it's wrong to sexualize children. And that's the narrative.
Okay.
But that's what the show is.
Yes.
Like, I've read through like the Spark Notes of that movie, and it's blatantly just 10-year-olds twerking and like gross shit. Right? I'm sure there's somebody that's going to be like, you didn't watch it, you can't do the whatever.
Well,
I'm not going to do
I'm all right,
it.
yeah.
And then
I'll tell you what, I'll watch Halo instead.
Yeah, no joke. So the first one is they're bringing awareness to it. You can bring awareness to it without having the kids do it.
Yeah.
And then the second one is that it was, I can't even remember. I only saw one, and it was honestly just too creepy. I couldn't finish the video. But it was like an expression of art without, it's the fact that art is supposed to push boundaries. And I'm like, you shut up. You shut your mouth. Like, that's just disgusting.
Yeah.
I understand the sentiment to that argument, but we're not drawing that line at cuties.
Yeah.
Go to hell.
Do you want to, it's called, first of all, it's called Cuties.
Yeah.
Not a great name for a scathing indictment of the industry.
Not at all.
Second of all, it's on Netflix for $8 a month or whatever my friend pays for it.
Yeah. Now, something that I think will get a bit of pushback, but it is an honest opinion of mine. I think it kind of started to a lesser degree with the show Big Mouth.
How so?
Have you seen Big Mouth?
I watched, I think, the first 2 seasons. I know I watched the first season full all the way through.
So this falls into the category of like, haha, it's okay because it's goofy and animated, but they blatantly show like a nude child.
Oh, do they?
In the very first episode, because it's Nick Kroll.
Yeah.
Which I think is hilarious. So funny.
Yeah.
But he walks into his buddy's house, and his buddy was getting out of the shower, and the towel drops, and they just show it.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And, like, whatever, it's a little side gag. If it was, like, adults or whatever, I wouldn't think twice about it. But immediately in that moment, I was like, I know it's animated, but this is still not cool.
That does feel weird.
But I continued to watch the first couple of episodes, and they didn't really do anything like that anymore. So I was like, okay, it was just kind of a one-off gag. And then in the second season, they have like a whole weird musical shower scene, and I was out.
Yeah,
I was like, I'm done.
I don't think I've watched the second season.
I
heard,
I'm not okay with it.
My wife watched my wife likes it, and I've kind of caught some glimpses, and it seems like they've really turned the knob, really cranked it up.
Which, I mean, don't get me wrong, crude humor is crude humor.
Yeah.
But I
think it's fine because in my mind, they're not children. It's all of the actors. I know that's dumb, but in my mind, I've never been watching it and was like, this child is going through a thing. I'm like, oh no, this character played by this actor is going through a thing.
I guess that's true, but it also bothers me a lot when anime does that shit. Like, no, she's 30, and it's clearly an animated, like,
that
12.
Is weird.
I put it in that same category.
I guess I get that.
It's that line. I'm just like, I can't.
We're going to get so many people just as soon as they crawl off their body pillow. Write us letters.
Very upset.
I love being a nerd, and if I ever say anything like, it's never to offend you. It's like I'm part of the community.
Yeah.
So
I mean, the whole point of having communities is to have opinions and better the community.
Yeah.
So
open discourse.
Yes.
Like the shower thing.
Yes, it's extraordinarily important to have that. But I think Big Mouth was the first show to kind of do that kind of like kid adult humor. I mean, South Park's obviously been doing it for so long. Yeah. But So
my question is, what's the difference to you between? I haven't watched a lot of South Park lately, but I remember there was like Cartman would be like, "Suck my balls," and then Garrett's like, "Present them." So what's the difference on that to you?
I think the difference is actually showing the child, like the animated child nudity.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. Like you'll get a glimpse of Cartman's ass when he farts or something like that.
Yeah.
But
butts are funny.
Yeah. But seeing like in that first episode a towel drop on a character that's supposed to be 12.
Yeah.
Even if it's animated, I'm like, this is not okay.
Ironically, from people who you've drawn so many dicks.
Yeah, right.
But those are man dicks.
Yeah, right. They got fully developed vein and everything.
They've been inside of a lady.
But yeah, like that's the line for me. Because like I don't think South Park's ever, and if I'm wrong, please correct me. I don't think South Park's ever went that extra mile.
South Park's done everything. I have no idea.
Yeah, right. But yeah, so I think that's pretty much it for Netflix.
Yeah.
I think the content has just gotten drastically worse, and they keep pumping more money into it, and people would rather just have one good show than 10 mediocre or shitty shows.
Yeah, but also, people like to watch a lot of stuff. You binge it, you run out of stuff.
They also keep losing content.
What do you mean?
Like, when Netflix first was like becoming big, they were like, "Oh, watch your favorites over and over again, like Friends and The Office." They keep losing things to other streaming services.
They're getting bought out.
They're also increasing their price and doubling down on trying to keep people from like sharing.
Yeah, I just don't have Netflix then. You
Yeah,
know what I mean.
Right.
Like I'm like, all right, I will.
Like I don't need it.
I won't find it on the internet somewhere.
Exactly. But yeah, I think we've talked enough about Netflix.
Yeah. Well, I do love movies though. I love you're talking about shitty content. I still have a soft spot in my heart for bad movies.
Oh yeah, I love like one of my favorite movies of all time, and it's the stereotypical bad movie is The Room.
Oh, The Room's great.
Incredible.
The Room, the Disaster Artist. You watch the
Disaster Artist was like Rubber about the tire.
Oh, yeah. Well, I grew up watching like Mystery Science Theater 3000 and just love. That was like a lot of my growing up. Like I loved. Oh. So good.
Yeah.
But
cool.
Yeah.
You were about to bring up a crap.
I was about to bring a crap movie up. We're about 46 right now.
Yeah. No, let's keep going.
All right, cool. Yeah. No, I guess this is actually a good time to bring it up too, because crappy movie, phenomenal 7-part series, Tremors.
Here we go. Just dig that hole, buddy.
I love Tremors, man. I call Burt Gummer my unofficial uncle. Like nice. I love it so much. But
I think this is going. So I want to preface this story a little bit with something that I think is very important to who you are as a person.
Okay.
Very soon after we became friends and followed each other on social media and all that crap, right? About a week after I followed you on Instagram, I got a notification pushed to my phone saying, if you like Tyson Cox, you may like. And it was the trailer to Tremors 7.
Yeah. Tremors 7 was actually pretty good.
What have you done with your life that the internet is like, he's on the same level, honestly.
Wasted it. That's what I did.
Oh man,
I love it. Like I had a buddy, another comic, Dan West. What we used to do every now and again would just get hammered and just find like the worst movies we could and just tweet, just fucking annihilate these movies and like tag the movie, hit people. And one time,
that's hateful.
No. Like MST, like live tweeting it or MST3K style, just kind of fucking ripping into the movies. Because like these movies, no one's like, that was my masterpiece.
Yeah.
Me and my buddy, we tweeted at Ghostquake.
I've never even heard of that.
It's better than you think it is. It's not. It's one of those like sci-fi bad green screen movies and whatnot. But we were tweeting it, and it had just like the cast was like hot blonde doctor, strong white guy, nerdy white guy, black guy,
this
fat friend. Like
honestly, sounds like everything you need in a movie.
They just ran down the checklist.
Yeah.
But then there was an earthquake that released ghosts.
Okay.
But we were tweeting, and we're just making jokes or whatnot, and we tweeted the big friend, the chubby, the lovable fella, the fun sized fella, and he like hearted it and tweeted back at us.
Oh, that's amazing.
We were like, I was like, well, this is great. We made that dude's day. Like,
no joke.
100%. It was awesome.
So why did you want me to bring up Tremors 3 specifically?
Well, Fred Ward passed this week, and he played. Oh no, this is embarrassing.
Are you even a fan?
I'm.
Shall we scroll down and find out?
He wasn't in Tremors 3, ironically.
He wasn't?
He was in 1 and 2.
Oh.
I think he comes back
Wait a
later.
minute. So you wanted to talk about this guy that passed, and you brought up the one he's not in?
This is a segment I'm going to call Fixed It For You.
Okay.
And this is how we fix Tremors 3. Because I love this series. I've watched all the movies. I've watched the 2 shows. I think there are 2 shows, and they almost came out with a 3rd one with Kevin Bacon, a much more grounded series.
Okay. You're going to have to take the lead on this one, because there we go. Get it out. I've seen this movie one time when I was a teenager.
Scared the Tremors 1, I was young, and it scared the living shit out of me.
Oh, the first one's crazy. Like, it's a scary movie.
It's great.
The third one,
but without being too bad.
Yeah. The only thing I remember from this movie was they started flying.
Yep.
And I was like, okay, that's my memory now.
Here's how we fix. Oh, anyways, Fred Ward passed, so I just wanted to kind of like rest in peace. But Tremors 3, back to perfection. They go back to the small town, and the Tremors fly, And one thing I would fix about this movie, put Fred Ward in it.
Okay.
He didn't want to do that because he has a career. He was busy doing other movies. But I would put Fred Ward in it. I would also not name them Ass Blasters.
Is that really what they
That
named
is what 100% what they named them.
The Tremors.
Yeah. So there's the Graboids, which is the ground.
Yep.
The Shriekers, which are the land.
Which for the second one.
Yep. Tremors 2 is Shriekers, the ground. Then the third, Ass Blasters.
How did they come up with that name? Because you can logically get to the other two names.
Well, they blast
Out of the ground.
fire out of their ass to fly.
I don't remember that.
I do. It's actually a pretty big scene in the Tremors TV show where they mix the two gases together to make flaming arrows. But it's whatever. I have sex, and
I don't think you can convince anybody of that, actually.
I said it. It's true.
That's not...
It's recorded.
I think you got me on technicality.
Yep. No, Tremors 3 is great. Then I would have Fred Ward in it. I'll just do a quick rundown of the Tremors series, how I'd fix it.
Yep. Please, I think we're set to record for another 2 hours, so go.
Baby, let me get my notes.
Plenty of time.
I would not cast Jamie Kennedy, because fuck Jamie Kennedy.
Okay. I don't even know who that is.
I've worked with him, and I do not like him.
Name drop.
It's like the worst name drop.
I don't think you're ever going to work in Hollywood again.
I don't think I ever worked there in the first place. Anyways, like and follow us, because I would like to be a comedian, and I need to. Hollywood don't like me.
That just came off as sad.
Can we edit that out?
No. No.
No, I would get rid of Jamie Kennedy. So in Tremors 7, they brought in John Heater from Napoleon Dynamite.
Okay.
Keep him around. Good job.
Wait a minute. Did this come out before Napoleon Dynamite?
Tremors 7.
Oh, 7.
The most recent one. The recommended one.
This one.
I'm fixing the whole series.
Oh, my gosh. Just stick to this one for now.
Fine. Well, now it's getting muddled up. I couldn't remember that. I still can't remember. I meant to look it up, too.
Ass Blasters. That's where we left off.
I would change their names to Bitey Flyers.
That's
just better than Ass Blasters.
Somehow so much better.
The Graboids turn into Shriekers, turn into the Bitey Flyers.
Yeah, it's still so much better.
It is. And by the way, writer S.S. Wilson for the story. Brent Matt, 3 writers? All right. But you could really tell. So in this one, you could tell they were trying to set up some stuff.
Okay.
By having, by the way, Michael Gross, Burt Gummer, constant. Every single movie, love it.
Except for the 4th one, right? Because that's the one that's in the past.
He is his own grandfather.
Oh my gosh! I never put that together.
Curly mustache.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, be a real fan.
Okay.
But they had.
If people were recommended Tremor 7 from following me, I would quit.
What are they recommended from following you?
I don't know.
A sandwich?
Yeah, probably. A good ass sandwich.
Kind of burnt myself. Sandwiches are pretty great, to be honest.
Sandwiches are pretty good. Not Rogaine. That's not. I'm gonna tie that back around.
No, it's good. It's bad. It's bad.
All right, hurry up and finish your critique of the 3rd movie.
That's all I can really remember. I need to rewatch it.
So you didn't fix it. You just changed the name.
Changed the name and to put Fred Ward in it.
Okay.
I fixed the name and I ruined Fred Ward's career a little bit by making him need to do Tremors 3.
We're gonna need to work on this segment.
Yeah, what's the bait? We'll fix the segment.
Yeah, we'll fix the segment.
I meant to watch the movie.
Ooh, what needs to happen is we pick a movie that we're gonna do for the next week.
Okay, all right.
Let's do that.
Let's do that.
Yep. We'll put it on the Nerd News channel. What movie we're gonna be critiquing?
Yeah, there we go.
Cool.
What movie we're critiquing?
Well, we want to thank you guys for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you, especially dealing with whatever that was. And yeah, Tyson, you got anything that you want to say before we go?
Tremors is great. When is it? When are we putting this up?
It would be today is the 17th, so a week from today.
A week from today.
The 24th.
Sorry,
I just do bad math.
Yeah. Okay. I'll be in Evansville, June 4th. So if you're near there, come on out. Evansville, Indiana, June 4th.
Cool.
Big party.
I guess you'll
time.
be at Helium this Thursday, but this will be released too late.
Yeah, if you're time traveling, come
Yes.
see me at Helium. Opening for Josh Potter and then Tom Takar in the upstairs.
Yep, I'm very excited to watch that show.
It'll be a good time.
Yeah, I don't have any booked shows at the moment.
Hell yeah.
And I'm sure as shit not going to promote open mics.
So if you enjoyed us, follow us, like us, subscribe, tell a friend. It really means a lot to us. We're just starting out, so it would be fantastic if you could help us grow, because we're just a couple of good dude nerds. Wow,
You
I
said
could not.
good a lot.
Could not.
That was aggressive.
Wow, could not get it out.
Yeah.
I almost said good old boys, and I think that's why I'm like, we are not good old boys.
No,
hey,
but
y'all, come on to the Nerd Podcast.
But yeah, we just enjoy talking about nerdy stuff. Please, if you're watching these videos, leave comments. We will read them.
Yeah.
Give us like topic ideas.
What's a movie we should fix?
Yeah, what's something that you're passionate about that you would love to hear us talk about, critique, fix, whatever. We'll talk about, whatever nerd stuff that we find, cool, interesting, whatever kind of sticks out to us.
Hell yeah.
Cool. Thank you all for watching.
Bye.